is that when you have a book in your hands, you know it came from someone's heart, someone's soul, someone's imagination. But then you're allowed to either inflict your own upon that, and take it to wherever you want it to go. It's purely subjective and interpretive. Mm-hmm. It's like listening to music, and I think that we've gotten away from it. People have gotten away from it because we've become a very visual society, very visual cultures. And I think that the images in our heads are so much more satisfying than sometimes the images that that books are turned into. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think reading is a different experience to other media?
It is. It's a very intimate experience, and I think it probably only takes one good book or one good telling of a book to hook a kid who, especially their minds and their imaginations are so open and so vivid, and you can see children hanging on to words and ideas and dreams that they're being told with enthusiasm, and I think it doesn't take much for them to capture the magic of what storytelling is. And we were saying in the interview as well that storytelling is in the center of family life and at the center of communities, and with the ceremony of going to a church and listening to parables and fables, and that being absolutely crucial to our own understanding of our own life experience. And I found books help to put certain things into context, that because there's a structure that also allows the safety, so you have a beginning, a middle, and end. You know it's going to end at one point. There's going to be some resolution to it, which life doesn't offer you a lot of the time.
Yeah, you can hold that thing in your hands. I mean, I guess now you can hold it in your computer, on your iPad, or on your phone, or whatever, however you want to hold it. But I must say, there is something. That's a very nice thing you said, that you know. It's making order out of the chaos, you know. It takes this story and puts it into a context,
yeah.
But it gives you a prescription,
yeah,
and it makes you feel better.
Yes.
And it takes you other places. But you can also, it's so tactile. And I think about, I went through this period when I was a kid where I only read books about World War II when I was like, a teenager, like 12, 13, 14 years old. Every book I read. And the beauty, the joy of having those books next to you, like the smell of the book and the feel of the book, and you could, dog ear the book to keep your place and all that. It's incredibly comforting, really comforting. Mm-hmm. I think, I think that, what we have now with the internet and all that is great. It's great. So much information is out there, but there is something about just the smell of a book sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes you just want to read a book just because it smells good.
Yeah.
Have you revisited favorite books?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The one that comes to mind, funny enough, because I know you just interviewed him, Philip Pullman's Dark Materials, and I remember reading Northern Lights, and then a few years later reading it again, and then The Subtle Knife, then going back to Northern Lights, and then The Subtle Knife again, then The Amber Spyglass, and then reading them all again.
Really?
And found them to be incredibly comforting, and made sense of very complex ideas, and the big question, and yet how visceral and how kind of chewy the language was. It was just incredibly, you could just kind of eat it. It was all-consuming, and I found it just absolutely mesmerizing. And there are books I think you grow up with, and then I remember reading To Kill a Mockingbird being very young, and then reading it in my teens, and then kind of later on early 20s, and what it meant at different times of my life, and what you pick up on a second or third reading, given your own understanding or your own experience. It means that a book can grow as you grow, and so it's quite a intimate
It's
thing.
always nice to revisit them as you get older. I remember reading two books specifically. One is Rilke's Letters to a Young Poet.